I wasn't going to be like, oh yeah, guys, you know, I have a stack of 900s over here.
They
just
fall
sitting in my
for it
hand.
every time.
I'm not saying you didn't.
I was like, I had a 900 in my hand. I was like, oh, I'm doing okay. I don't think I'm out of it. What was I going to say? You know, guys, I think I'm winning. Take my pieces off the
That would
board.
have been interesting. That would have been a good.
Then we wouldn't have known what to do. We're like, wait, what?
What? Really? Like, shit.
He's reversed.
Right.
Wait, what?
Every fucking time, you fuckers let her talk.
I know. I don't.
Every time. The thing is, because she's like, no, and you let her get away with it every time.
No one went after my big spot.
I couldn't go after your big spot. I don't have the pieces
Fuck
anymore.
you.
Y'all count
Y'all
weird.
count weird?
All right.
I thought I had a chance, but I was like, no, she's protesting way too hard. I was telling y'all. Told you.
I don't think there's anything I could have done that last round because she made just as much as I did.
Mm-hmm.
Brutal.
And he left this here and I wasn't
All
gonna.
right, so it's your first play. What'd you think?
There's a little strategy to it, but it's just like, I would play, like you guys said, but there's not much to it. Like you kind of have to decide what pieces to use. And then other than that, you just kind of either try not to piss people off at certain times when you want them to do something for you, and if not, screw them. I don't know if I actually screwed anybody.
Yeah, Jess. Yeah, exactly. It was
1,700,000.
1.56 million. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There
So
you
I
go.
got 1,700,000. Yeah.
But it's a game I play a few times, or if it's with the right crowd. Like, it was
Right.
fun, but
Right. Oh, and it's better at 5.
there's nothing here,
It's-
like...
I'm not sure about that. It's interesting. So these pieces really, really make this a much more interesting game, because being stuck on where you can put them and having to plan out what you still have available and how to defend spots you have out there, you don't really want to get the 100,000s too early, because then you're just stuck paying and paying and paying to keep them. So I really did think I was not doing as well because of that. But having to then decide, oh, do I keep this in case somebody steals my book over there that's in the 100,000 spot? Or do I go for the 50,000 that's a book over here and start getting money off of that because maybe people won't contest it? It really makes it a tricky decision. So you're saying it's different at 4 than 5. I did like it better at the 5-player game, but I don't hate it at 4. I would play it
I
at
don't
4 or
hate it
5.
at 4,
I think
right.
this is best at 4 or 5.
Oh,
Because at 4,
it's the only.
the
player
fact that you
counts.
have less places to place things makes those little tokens and where you use them that much more tense.
So I think, like, I'm not saying there's no planning, but your planning can go to nothing, because then I can put this here, and he's just pissed at me, so he just throws it away anyways. even
You
if
got to
that
be
was the
careful who
planning.
you piss off.
Yeah, so that's what. You have to plan where you're putting these, and then plan who you're pissing off when. And that's...
Not if, but when.
Yeah. Because
Yes.
if I'm planning on putting this on that, I'm not blue, but if I was planning on putting this there,
Yeah.
I don't want to piss her off this turn. If I could have pissed her off a few turns,
Right.
but I know you guys pissed her off
Early.
before that already.
Right.
Or,
Yeah.
And these are
Or
the things
closer.
that interplays what you're thinking
yeah.
of, is you're like, well, he's really mad at him, so I
Right.
could
Oh,
go
for sure.
here, he'll
Yeah.
probably pick me.
And understand, I'm not angry. I'm not upset. It's just.
Nah,
It's,
he's
it's,
just teasing you.
No, it's just. I mean, frustrating, but not a
Why?
big deal. No, totally.
That's what this
Fine.
is.
Yeah,
This is
it totally-
negotiation. It's totally bluffing about what you have in your hand because it's hidden money.
Yeah, the game wouldn't be the same without
No, and it's not this game,
No.
but there are other games where they're like, it's hidden, but you can tell them you have,
Right, sure,
lots
sure,
of money
sure, right.
or not a lot. That's definitely part of it too.
Yeah, like I had that money, but I also had a big stack of ones. I was like, look at all my ones.
No, but I have so many ones.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand. It's all.
I'm not going to show you the rest of my money.
I know.
But
So, what'd you think of this?
So I'm truly bad at this kind of game.
Okay.
Negotiation is not at all my. So I sort of try to bank on the fact that they got pissed off by that person, so I should be able to maintain this position or come in. But memory in this game is short.
Yes.
It's not something you can count on, and so I pay a bunch more than I should to maintain something.
That's tenuous.
And
yeah.
I think, I don't think it actually pays off in the long term. This is not the kind of thing that I'm able to negotiate the game. I enjoy the experience. I totally do, and I would play it again with people with the right temperament. And
I think that's true.
yeah,
As long as you know
sure.
the group.
but I would never
Yeah.
feel like I would never feel like this is a game that I would put up on a pedestal and say this is something that people should try, right?
No,
This is just.
How long did this take us? 2 hours?
Yeah,
that's
it's-
kind of long
yeah.
for this game.
Yeah,
'Cause
it
we were
is.
looking at the
We were
stream
just- yeah.
and
Right.
you're just hanging out and kind of bullshitting a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
For me, nothing about this game feels good.
Yeah.
As I alluded to, and everything that I said during the game was legitimate, true. Because I don't like screwing people over for the sake of screwing people over. Nothing about that feels good to me about that. I probably fall in the camp of, regarding this game, that I appreciate that games like this exist, and I do think that if you get the right group, that this could be a riot. I imagine that was entertaining to watch. So I think this game played out exactly how I said it would. I don't really enjoy this. This isn't fun because, like, I'm a big softie, believe it or not, and I'm really worried that I upset folks. Like, I felt bad doing that to Jess, not because Jess is my girlfriend, but because, like, I wouldn't have felt good doing it to anybody.
No.
Do you feel as bad now, even though she won?
Yeah, because in the moment,
in the moment he feels bad.
No, I
but
get
that's
it.
also why I won't pile on. I'll say something in the moment like, wow, this is a dick move. Oh, I'm going to throw you out of But I also try to let you off because you're like, oh. And I'm like, no. Like,
and understand, we're not one of those couples that
We don't
play,
help each other.
We don't help each other, but we don't go out of our way. We're just no different.
We
than
wouldn't do that
us.
to anybody, though.
Right.
Yeah, you don't be a dick. Yeah.
But it just doesn't feel good. Even
I just-
redemption for me, like, I wanted to get Shrey back, but it didn't, because that wouldn't have felt good. So I'm glad this game exists. I have no interest in playing it again. I'm glad that we showed it off, but I think I'm all set with this.
See, I would play this late at night with a group of friends I've known a long time, and I know their player styles. I do think it's player dependent. I do think you have to think of who you're playing with, but I know a lot of aggressive players.
True.
So playing this with them would be fun. Like, I could see playing this with them. That you brought up what's that? You suffered for entertainment, yeah.
Yeah, just drop a bowling ball in your toe.
No, it's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. It's player dependent, and you have to think about who you're playing with. But there are people I've played with who have screwed me over in other games, as you said. I get over it. It's not a long-term
Right.
thing. But playing with them and being like, you remember that move in Twilight Imperium? You're going to the island. There's ways to play this and just have a blast with it. And
yeah.
devastating as that moment was when Shrey
I was
threw
like,
your and literally he
I was totally
you have to
dumbfounded.
understand,
I was like,
he had
really?
tears in his eyes. Like, his eyes are welling up. I could no longer look at Shrey. I was like, I'm sorry. I know. Like, yeah, it was, but it's a moment that you'll always remember in a game.
It makes for awesome moments like that, and
Right.
I still think Shrey is an asshole, but I still like
It's
it.
not.
No.
Because it becomes one of those moments,
Yeah.
and I like playing games for those big dramatic moments or those build-ups. So
There's a reason
I
that
enjoy-
Rita, well, she's not there, but Rita is on the Glory to Rome.
Yeah,
board,
so-
right? So yeah, similar.
I don't hate it. I don't hate playing it.
No, I don't either. It's not.
There were moments in it that I'm like, really? Ugh, but you just keep playing it, and
Yeah.
you kind of expect that. To be honest, and I want to clear this up, I really did not think I was winning. Hey, look at the money, and if you look at our scores that in our first game of this, they were much higher. We scored in
Yes. Well, that was 5-player. I don't know if that would affect.
I think it was
but-
because it was 5-player and there was more bidding going on, but we scored in like the 2.5 million. So I really thought, based on that, because I'm thinking winning score is 2.5 million, I wasn't making it. I thought I was like well behind because I was basing it on a
Right.
5-player game scores.
Fair
So some of it is me. Yes, I have used blustering and I'm not doing well, but in this case, I really didn't think your positions were so strong in the palace, you and Trey. I thought that meant that income residually meant that your stacks were going
Chris
higher.
was higher than I thought he was. Shrey was lower than I thought he was, and Jess was pretty much right where I thought she was.
Yeah.
So in the beginning of the game, I ended up getting a lot of money from different bids.
460 on that final income.
I'm saying not
No,
before,
beginning
earlier than that.
Yeah.
I had like 4 or 5, maybe 6, just hundreds sitting in my hand for like the whole game, where I was just using my other bills, getting more money, building money, and then that last, what's that, 400,000 I got at the end.
Yeah, 460.
460.
Yeah, so you made 61 round, right? And that's
Yeah.
what threw me, I think, right? 'Cause I was
right.
like, and I saw my board position. I was like, I'm doing great.
Right.
But no, not at all. I was paying too much, I think.
Right, yeah. You overpay in these games
Yeah.
for sure.
So that is where it's key because we're paying attention to income and what's on the board, but that money exchange really is key. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what are
'Cause
people making?
That round I
bonus
made
in terms-
60. I think I ended up paying 20
Yeah.
out. Like that's, I was
So
just
you're
giving
making-
10s. I was like, I don't want to fight for this spot.
Right,
I don't
yeah,
want all
yeah.
this money.
Yep.
And so
Yeah.
So there you go. Intrigue. Not a bad game. It's actually really good for what it is. It's just
I think this is clever. I think the doubling up on these
Yeah, that's-
the
oh,
the
tokens.
different. Yeah.
I think
This
without that,
does
it wouldn't be a game.
No,
Oh, I
it wouldn't be a
agree.
game.
I
But
agree.
this really makes it like, oh. And the first time we played it, there were players who were like, oh no, I've put out the wrong tokens.
Yes.
Like I didn't.
Yeah, there's legit strategy in this, and it's not just pure negotiation
It
and
isn't.
bullshit.
So I used all my, like I used
Yeah.
one row first, and then I had the next one, and I was strategically trying to put those on the boards. But then
which is what you need to do.
some of them were like, okay, ready, these are all screwed. They're already all on the low ones.
Well, that's the thing. And so
I was tossing those out that
Yeah.
round and not fighting for them, and then I came in with
Yeah.
the bigger ones the last 2 rounds where I got double paid when nobody could take that back. I think I got 300 from that.
yeah. I mean, you came in second in our first play of this, where you did lose $190,000 for nothing, and really it was because your tokens at the end, you were like, I'll take your 100,000, I'll take your 100,000, and
Yeah.
you just had what you needed, and other players were like, what? So now there's a way to come back. So it's swingy because there's just multi-layers. So
Would I pay $70 on this on the market? No,
That's a lot.
absolutely not. I
would
wouldn't.
not. I wouldn't.
Better negotiation game. Like for me, not really a negotiation, but if I want a game that is that's mean, but not as just in your face mean, I still go back to Neuheimet or the Estates. That's still
absolutely.
what I would say is my favorite of that, and
I
that,
like that game.
feels good.
There's a hint of negotiation in it.
Yeah, there
Or it can
is.
be as much
Right.
as you want to put in it.
And
but, yeah.
and temporary
and
alliances
interestingly,
and all 9 yards.
yeah, I liked this better than the Estates.
Okay,
You know
well there
that,
you go.
yeah.
Well, good. So that way you guys get a taste of it. But yeah, and understand, like we all get along. Everything's fine. Like we're not angry at one another. Everything's cool now.
I'm not
just
sure anybody screwed me or I screwed anybody, so I have no reason to be upset. But I don't think I'd get upset over like a game like this.
No,
Right.
there wasn't anything really horrific. In
No,
this
it's like
one.
a light.
there really wasn't. There was a little bit here or there, but it really wasn't as
We all-
ugly
yeah.
as it could have been. So there you go. Tomorrow,
it.
Throne of Allegoria, Sunday, High Frontier. And then Monday, we leave for Essen, and we're going for a week at that point. So the podcast, I'm going to be getting to James. I believe he's still awake, so hopefully he can get that out to you guys
Shortly, yeah.
momentarily. And other than that, catch you all tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Thanks to these guys for being troopers and enduring this. And her. So, all right. You guys have a wonderful evening. You guys know I'm Edward.
I'm Jess.
I'm Shrey.
Chris.
All right. And they still fall for it. It's never going to end. It's
Yeah.
never going to end. Have a good night, guys. Take care.